Hello everyone, CryptoEat here. Welcome to a new live stream. Today is the 2nd of July 2024, and we're going to pick up where we left yesterday. So if you've seen yesterday's stream, you know my position on Bitcoin, but I'm going to be updating it based on the changes that we see so far since yesterday. And if you have seen it, you're going to know that the current time frames that I'm interested in looking at are the 6 hour and 4 hour, 8 hour time frames. And the reason for that is we still are at this current MTF wave. I'm talking about this current wave here, or this one. Okay. Green is still up, so the wave is still an impulse wave or a wave upwards so far until this changes and until we start seeing reversal signs, which we haven't seen yet. So here, for example, yeah, this starting to curve downwards, but still for me this is going to be a reversal, mainly when this is doing something like that, when gray taps up. So until then it's not okay. And why are we looking at the 4 hour mainly? Because of this current 2-day fake up. Okay, let me just show you quickly the waves, the MTF waves that I use for reference. I'm just gonna load them in the background so I can show them to you. So this is currently the fake up that we are keeping an eye on, and we are currently interested in seeing this gap here between gray and blue close. So this gap, you can see here that gray and blue are far away from each other, so we are waiting to see this gap between them close, whether gray is gonna pull up blue or blue is gonna pull down gray, which is probably more probable. We are waiting for this gap to close to long the next local bottom, but as it looks now, probably blue is going to pull gray down and green is gonna pull them both down. So the main focus here is to zoom in on an entry for a late short. Okay, and to zoom in we need to zoom in to show this current tap up or fake up as a wave upward, as a full stochastic wave upwards. And let me just show you how a full stochastic wave looks like. I'm just almost there. Yeah, here it is. So this is how an ideal wave upwards looks like. Okay, it's a zoom in on what we're currently looking at, or on any or any gray curve. When you zoom in on it, or blue curve, at some point you can zoom into the part where you can see it as a green curve. Green is the largest time frame, and when you do this, you're going to be seeing it as a curve like that, the green one that I'm currently highlighting. And then we're going to be looking at an entry, at a short entry at the reversal, like here when this gray is stepping up, where it tries short entry and where I put my white arrow. And for that we need to zoom in on a time frame that shows this. And as you can see, if we zoom in on the 4 hour time frame, we have the same start, which is here. Let me just mark the start. This is the start of the wave. Okay, and you can see it also here. And then when you look at this ideal stochastic wave, you see some similarities. You see that this is looking similar because it starts also at a green highlight, and then you have green curving upwards, and here you have green curving upwards as well. And so what is missing for this to be showing us an entry is simply that gray should tap up, and this would be a possible late short entry at this point where gray taps up, because it would look like this one exactly. Okay, we already have a lot of it happening. For example, we have green already curving down, and this is what we're looking at. Okay, and it's still not happened yet. It's probably gonna take multiples, like 2 or 3 candles of 4 hour, depending on how strong it's gonna be. But something interesting also to keep an eye on is the 6 hour, okay, which currently looks like also it's gonna push up before it goes down, and also the 8 hour is looking similar because it's faking down. Okay, so this makes us mark this last, because these two views are kind of opposing. One is showing that it's gonna start dropping soon, and the other is showing that it's gonna still bounce before it drops. So the next thing you could do is you zoom in on the zoom in time frame of the 6 and 4 and 8 hours, and this range between those zoom in time frames is usually somewhere between the 24-minute and the 48-minute time frames. So this is gonna be our third confirmation for this. So when we start at the 24-minute time frame, you can see that this here is looking like the opposite of the wave that I showed before, which is this. Let me just show you this. So this currently is looking like a wave down, okay, and for that means that there's still time for this to push up. It's still going to be reversing and pushing upwards before it actually does this other wave. Like, this is what I'm expecting on this one. Let me just draw this for you. I'm expecting this green here to push up and then do a full wave and then start going down. And while it does this, of course, gray and blue are going to keep doing this, and then we're going to target whenever this gray does this with green. So let me just paint this one green for you. So this is what I'm actually waiting for. And when you zoom out, for example, the 30-minute, okay, it shows the same narrative. 36-minute shows the same narrative, and 45 shows the same narrative as well. Okay, so actually this is the best course of action when you have the larger time frames showing conflicting signs. In that case, you need to zoom in on another layer of deeper or shorter time frames to be able to make make an analysis and get yourself a picture of what's going to actually happen. So again, the narrative here is simply that this is gonna do this, first pull up, then down, and then up. Okay, here we might get another chance for a quick long scalp. It's not gonna be long, it's not gonna take much or a big play, but probably just a short scalp. And after this keeps zigzagging like that, like when this keeps zigzagging here, when green actually does this and then starts curving down, let me just make this one gray for you. When green starts curving down, this is where we're gonna look for a short, and that short is gonna be the short that is the one that is coinciding with the 2-day and the 4 hour and the 24-minute time frame. So it's gonna be like a triple time frame confirmation for this short play. Okay, we also have to put into consideration that the current 2-day fake up that I built this whole analysis on is going, the candle itself today is gonna close at the daily close today. So again, today at the daily close, this all needs to be re-evaluated, because if at the daily close this fake up here closes and you have this gap closing by simply blue pushing more upwards, and then this gap between gray and blue gets much smaller, then this whole narrative gets changed, and then what should be expected is that the next entry for a long will be like I posted yesterday, not like this, but something like where this pulls down and then does this fake down, sorry. So then in that case, this is what I'm gonna be looking at, okay, where gray is gonna simply fake down, and then this is gonna be our long entry. Okay, so we have a possible short-term short incoming, which is gonna be a small play, not very necessary, you can just ignore it, but the bigger play is when gray taps down on the 2-day next. Okay, this is when we know that this should be a possible long entry. Whether this happens by this simply keeping up on price here somewhere and then does like a retrace, and then this is where the point where we're going to enter, thinking that this is going to push up again and retest the highs, or the other scenario is a lower low before we go back up. Okay, so that was Bitcoin.